Looking overseas to Ukraine, where protest leaders are seeking constitutional changes to weaken power of the president. The parliament will discuss those measures today. Meanwhile, the protesters remain on the barricades, and as CBN senior international correspondent George Thomas tells us, the country's churches are standing with them.
All eyes are on the Ukrainian parliament today as lawmakers debate the constitution as well as presidential powers. And while they meet, tens of thousands of Ukrainians continue to demonstrate on the streets of Kyiv, as they have done so since last November, demanding that the Ukrainian president Viktor Yanukovych step down from power. This was as a result because he decided to rebuff on a multi-billion-dollar deal that would have brought closer relations with the European Union. This past Sunday, as thousands were gathering on Maidan, on Independence Square, the epicenter of the political crisis, hundreds of Christian volunteers also fanned out. They had a mission. They had 15,000 copies of the Gospel of John to hand out.
People are looking to the politicians to solve our crisis, but we're here to say it's not politics, but Jesus Christ who is the answer for Ukraine.
And since last November, the churches here in Ukraine have been actively involved. They've seized the opportunity to speak truth and hope into the political crisis. Churches have held 24-hour prayer vigils. They've conducted numerous evangelistic outreaches. CBN Kyiv has been actively involved, as they have been for the last 20 years, using television and other evangelistic tools to share the gospel of Jesus Christ.
One of the things that's exciting to me is that we are not embarrassed to name the name of God, not embarrassed to name the name of Jesus Christ. We've got placards down there on Maidan of saying, pray to Jesus. Jesus has the future for our nation. And they're praying from the stage down there morning and night. They open up every morning with the Lord's Prayer.
CBN News had an exclusive interview with the former head of the Ministry of Defense here in Ukraine. He told me how encouraged he was by the role the church was playing.
All churches, all denominations, with no exceptions, they are here. They are spreading an important message on those barricades, and when the police started to attack, it was the Christians who stood and called for peace.
As I have spent time here on the streets of Kyiv, meeting with demonstrators, but also more importantly with the church, they say they will continue to speak hope and lay the foundation, those biblical foundations that they pray will one day bring peace and prosperity to their nation. George Thomas, CBN News, Kyiv, Ukraine.